Welcome to the Mild Opinion Podcast. I'm Luke.
I'm Logan.
And today we're going to be talking about Avengers Doomsday, which we have talked about several times, but we have kind of thrown it into the mix of other Marvel discussions. And recently we're kind of in that sweet spot of like every 2 days there's a new rumor about it. So it's just kind of building some anticipation. We got the first trailer recently. There's some leaked stuff going around. But I think I'll just ask you, where do you stand right now in terms of excitement for this movie?
I can say I'm pretty pumped just because even like I do have my worries, I do worry that it will be messy and all the things, but with what they're putting forward, all the information that they're putting out and all the things, I'm like, I don't know. I feel like if you don't think you had it pretty locked down, I don't think you would have went this route to begin with.
Yeah.
So I think with everything that I've been hearing and everything that I've been seeing and all the things, I'm pretty stoked. At least, even bare minimum, it looks like we're going to be getting pretty powerful Doom, and that's good enough for me just to see MCU Doom doing some crazy stuff.
Yep. And I don't know how up to date. I guess I'll phrase this as a question, so I don't say anything. I know I've seen a fair amount of rumors and leaks, but anytime there's a movie like this and there's leaks about it, it's usually just a rumor. There's not actual stuff behind it. Sometimes part of it'll be true in a way, but it'll usually look a little different. But have you been influenced at all by any leaks, rumors, and how you feel about it?
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of stuff that's if they actually do that, that's gonna be insane.
Mm-hmm.
But some of it's so out there that I'm like, dude, there's no way that's real. But then again, once you really think about what's going on or what's supposed to be going on in the movie, you're like, well, maybe not, because it's literally anything can happen. But yeah, I've been hearing stuff about Deadpool and Wolverine pulling up to other universes and stuff, and that's a big part of what happens and all that, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man universe and stuff like that. And I have been seeing a lot of stuff too that they're actually going to lean into that stuff, because we already know they're really going to lean into the old Fox X-Men properties.
Yep.
And I know that I'm like, well, if they're going to do that, I could see them really leaning into all of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think with that and with so many rumors and stuff and so many characters in this movie too, there's so much Avengers movies I kind of have forgotten, but are where the big changes and stuff happen to people. So I think there will be just some strange and shocking deaths or alterations to a character. I saw one rumor about that it could involve Thor falling to I think it's called the Unworthy storyline, where he gets his arm ripped off.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, if it's ever gonna happen, who better to do that to him than Doctor Doom? And what better change of a storyline kind of deal? Where else could that happen? A better place other than a Thor movie could be a good spot for it, but for everybody to know where Thor's at with something, oh yeah, the main big bad right now just did that to Thor, crap. And I think there's going to be a lot of stuff like that. I think there will be some just downright shocking things that Doom does, because we've talked about it before. If you don't know Doom, or people coming into this being oh yeah, that guy from the 2000s movies who just shoots lightning and stuff, he's the bad guy. It's no, this is gonna be Doom. He earns the name, and I think he will kind of come in and just be unstoppable, and probably will take out some heavy hitters pretty quick.
I agree. Well, and in terms of Marvel MCU stuff, we've seen quite a few powerful people. Most of the time, usually the most powerful people we see are either cosmic entities, so as far as villains and stuff like Galactus, Thanos, stuff like that, and then heroes, Captain Marvel, you got, I don't know, people like Sentry and stuff, I would say are cosmic level, big time. But apart from the cosmic level, the biggest thing in Marvel or the MCU in terms of strength are always the magic people.
Yeah.
Like, Ebony Maw, Doctor Strange, Wanda, like usually the magic people are pretty top tier in terms of power according to like the MCU. And this I feel like is going to put everything that we've already seen magic-wise to shame. Like I think Doom will probably make Strange look like a, birthday party magician. Like I think Doom is going to be legit with the magic and the artifacts and all that.
Well, like the magic stuff too in Marvel is it's sometimes just like what do you do against that? And with like right now we've been getting like the images of like here's what the Doom's team is going to look like, and it's just a lot of masked witches and this one guy with the eye socket hole in the forehead, so people are like, oh, that's strange because of the third eye thing he has going on. But that also could be a fake out. But I think if that is strange, I think it would be a cool thing for it to be like, oh my god, like Doctor Strange, what are you doing? But also to put that in comparison to Doom, because there's people who have interacted with Strange and know how insanely powerful he is, who are going to be like, why are you like even toying with this guy? Like, do something about it. And he's just like, I can't. Or worse, no, I agree with him. Yeah. So, like, not only will Doom be a problem in that regard, but if you're throwing characters like Magneto and Professor X and stuff at Doom, it's like, yeah, they could be like problematic to him, but he could just say, Strange, deal with that for a while, and then there's a pretty significant fight that happens while Doom is just off doing whatever he wants to do. Yeah. So I think if Strange is one of his commandos and his other characters are on that level, he's just going to be like untouchable. They're going to need some really strange stuff to be able to even get to Doom, who can just whoop some butt anyway. So yeah.
I think too it kind of helps. Like in the trailer, we see Doom wave off Thor and Stormbreaker with 2 fingers.
Yeah.
And besides, like, Sentry, Thor's by far the most powerful person that we know of who's going to be in this movie. I mean, Magneto and Professor X are both also pretty strong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they're all probably up there, but, like, in terms of, like, the people that we know for sure in this movie, I mean, it's those two and Thor and Sentry pretty much. So
and Thor literally just has like a physical power scaling. So like, I'm sure Doom will be able to handle psychic attacks or like magic attacks too, but like that's just showing you like physical strength isn't going to be enough. And for a lot of characters, that's a big problem. Like all of the new Avengers, that immediately they can't do anything to Doom. The Fantastic Four are going to entirely have to rely on smarts, which they're capable of doing. That's how they handled Galactus, is they had to come up with a plan of this is just about survival, not about beating him. Yeah. And in that regard, though, Doom will already, I'm figuring in this movie, have everybody figured out, and it's just not going to be that big of an issue.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And I think that if they make him not only as powerful but as intelligent as he is, with the brains to match Reed and everything as well, I do hope that they make that a point to show, like, oh yeah, like there's all these people in this movie.
Yep.
Like superpowered people from other movies and all that are crazy strong. But I want them to show that, like, oh yeah, like Reed's trying to come up with these plans and like try to fix this. Because, like, to be honest, Reed without his brain is pretty useless. He can do stuff, but he's more of a support kind of guy.
Yeah.
So like I really want them to, because it's Reed and Doom. That's like cat and mouse. You know what I mean? So I'm really hoping that they make it a point to be like, Reed is like doing things to like help. Like it's not like he's just, oh yeah, I can't fight him. Thor, go get him. You know what I mean? Like
I want Mr. Stretchy Hands.
Yeah, like I really want them to make sure that Reed actually is like, trying to work it all out, not just like, oh yeah, he's also there.
I think he will be too. Yeah. I'm expecting the Fantastic Four to be pretty significant in this, especially with like the Thunderbolts final or after credit scene was them arriving from a different dimension. So they're going to have some multiverse knowledge already of what's going on. I would probably attribute that to Reed. And also, they kind of elevated in Fantastic Four how smart, like, the whole team is, but Sue specifically was, like, basically on par with Reed.
Yeah.
So I think them two and the fact that Doom is already taking an interest in Franklin will already lead to, like, a dynamic of Reed and Sue and the Fantastic Four all needing to be, like, directly, like, we need to do something.
Yeah.
You know? I really think that this movie will have a very tragic ending to it, much like Infinity War. I think it'll be in a much more, like, universal scale in terms of, like, multiverses and stuff. And I was talking to you about this the other day. Something I really want to see in this movie, and this is, like, my biggest wish for this movie, is there's the whole discussion right now of that they're not going to tell you why it's Robert Downey Jr. in the first one, and that they might not show you even that it's him.
Yeah.
But everybody already knows that that's Robert Downey Jr. behind the mask, who, it's Iron Man. And the fact that Thor and Steve are going to be pretty significant in this movie, not even just Steve as a cameo, it seems like.
Yeah.
I really am hoping for a moment where the whole movie they're getting their butts whooped by Doom, and one of them two or somebody else in the vicinity of them gets a lick in on Doom where it, like, knocks his mask off, or, like, he takes his mask off and shows them, and to have one of them be like, what the heck? Like, why are you like Tony or something like that?
Yeah.
And I really hope that that is something that happens towards the end of the movie.
Yeah, and I know that some people have been like, honestly, I would have just rather Doom just be Doom. It has no correlation and all that. And I understand that. But at the same time, I'm like, you got to realize this is also, like, this is putting a stamp on the Multiversal Saga in its entirety. Mm-hmm. So, like, for the main villain being Doom to also be part of the multiversal nonsense kind of fits. I mean, like, why wouldn't you have a multiversal being or, like, a multiversal variant be the main bad guy for the end of the Multiversal Saga? You know what I mean? Like, that just fits to me.
Yeah, and I also think, and this is going into a whole other thing, but I think for the sake of Tom Holland as Spider-Man, I'm really looking forward to him interacting with Doom, whether that is in Doomsday, which I don't think he'll end up being in. Mm-hmm. He might be. I don't know, because they haven't confirmed if he'll be in it or not. I think he'll at least be in Secret Wars, because you can't go 2 Avengers movies at this point without number 1 Spider-Man. I think that will be a very important thing to the storyline as a whole. Mm-hmm. Not just Doomsday, but, like, Secret Wars. But there's a specific thing that I'm saying that for, which is that I had this pointed out to me in the Doomsday trailer, or poster. It's a chessboard with, like, the green Doom hue over it, and there's just, like, the king left with Doom's shadow over it.
Yeah.
And at the tip of the shadow on the poster, there's a spider. That's the only thing facing the king that's supposed to be, like, Doom.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, they didn't put a spider in there for, like, as an accident. So I really do think it'll come down to the bond that Tom Holland Spider-Man had with Robert Downey Jr. whenever he shows up will be, like, the main conflict between 2 parties by the end of Secret Wars.
Well, as far as leaks go, I have seen that Spider-Man is supposed to be who you're following in Secret Wars.
I hope. That would be awesome.
Yeah. Especially because it seems like he's getting kind of thrown into what's going on.
Yeah.
Did you see what Kevin Feige said about the post-credit scene in Brand New Day? Mm-hmm. Somebody asked him, they're like, where's Spider-Man going in the post-credit scene? And he said, well, it's another thing that was created by Jack Kirby and Stan Lee, yeah. Why was I blanking on Stan Lee? Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, which is X-Men universe. So apparently he's getting taken to the X-Men universe according to
interesting
Kevin Feige's hint.
Yeah. Well, I've also seen theories about that Brand New Day thing, because that's clearly going to be something about Doomsday or Secret Wars in regards to Spider-Man. But I'm pretty sure it's been 100% confirmed that Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man will be involved in Doomsday.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen theories about the Brand New Day thing being about him, in that he might be on board the Fantastic Four shuttle that arrived at the end of Thunderbolts, or that he will end up in the X-Men universe, like in Doomsday, because his universe will be destroyed.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of things that could be, but I think it's definitely like Spider-Man, whether it's Tobey or Tom or like both in the same way. I don't know about Andrew, because anytime he's asked about stuff like this, he says no, but he said no about everything with No Way Home. It was just in it. So I don't know. I just do feel like the final, like, down to 2 people thing will be between Doom and Spider-Man, and I think it'll be Tom Holland, but I also am expecting Tobey Maguire to be a pretty important part of what's going on. Yeah. So, yeah, what do you think is, like, some biggest things you want to see happen in Doomsday or Secret Wars, but mainly
it kind of go mainly Doomsday, but it kind of goes hand in hand. Like it'll lead to the other either way. Honestly, I've seen a theory where people have been talking about how they think that Doom is part of his plan is to pit the mainline MCU characters against the X-Men, which seemingly happens because they're fighting and stuff like that in the trailer. Which I think that would be cool, watching them all fight. I would like to see them kind of like finally like work it out and be like, dude, wait a minute, this ain't right, and then try to go up against Doom. The issue that I think what will happen is all of those X-Men people will be destroyed. I mean, it's inevitable that they will be. Yeah. Because they're rebooting the X-Men. But I don't know how or why, but I think that whole world is going to be gone by the end of it.
Well, I think the most shocking thing that could occur is that the Fantastic Four universe, the X-Men universe, and the MCU would all get destroyed. Yeah. That would be like the equivalent of Thanos snapping his fingers and getting rid of everybody, as if like all of them across the board fail and like Doom is left to put the pieces back together. Which would make sense for Secret Wars. Yeah.
Battle World.
I don't think anything bodes well for the X-Men right now, which sucks, but I just really am expecting them to kind of go all out and lose. But it's kind of like what you're saying. I think they'll be against the Avengers or whoever they're fighting in it, and then they're going to be like, wait a minute, no, like, we can find a way out of this, and then it'll just be too late. Yeah. There was a rumor a while back that I still think this would be awesome, even though it's pretty clear how it would play out, that the final battle of the whole movie would be between Magneto and Dr. Doom, and that it would involve Magneto destroying, like, all of Manhattan or something like that.
Yeah, I heard that.
To fight him. And it's like, I think Doom would still beat Magneto if they're going full, just unstoppable Dr. Doom, but I really do like in the past when they've actually gone just how powerful Magneto can be. Yeah. And all the X-Men for that matter. But I really hope that they don't just do away with the X-Men. I really do want to see some insane mutant powers against Doom. Yeah. And I think, too, with characters like Charles Xavier and, like, if they do something with some version of Jean Grey, because now we have Sadie Sink as Jean Grey, I really hope that there's some interesting, maybe, like, psychic stuff they try with Doom, and he'll just be able to... I don't know how he would handle it, but so I think there's just so much opportunity that I really hope they really flesh out with the X-Men and just showcasing how powerful they can be.
Yeah, I agree. Because, I mean, if they are staying true to who the Fox X-Men are, by the end of the Fox movie run with the X-Men, they were all massively, massively powerful. Like Magneto at that point was pretty insane.
Mm-hmm.
Professor X was pretty insane. Like they were all, they had run their course of, figuring their powers out. They had all become pretty top tier.
Yeah.
But and also like you kind of mentioned, like you would like to see the like telepath stuff with Doom and all that. I think it would be interesting to see that as well. It's just I'm curious to see how faithful they're going to be to like comic Doom, because comic Doom, he's like, that's part of what makes him so powerful, is because like he basically has his own version of like the Iron Man suit, but instead of being technology, it's magic.
Mm-hmm.
Which, he has like runes and stuff that can like, stop different things, and like certain artifacts and stuff embedded into his armor, and like scriptures and stuff written on it that can like stop things and stuff like that.
It's just like everything, right?
Yeah,
like, he wants
and,
to
like,
be a master of everything.
Yeah, and like I'm pretty sure, almost positive that in the comics, like part of like the stuff in his helmet and stuff can like stop like telekinesis and stuff like that. So like I'm curious to see how that would work out, because I'm sure that they're not going to have Charles Xavier do like nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's too strong.
He always tries that on someone or other.
Yeah,
it doesn't always work out in his favor.
Even if it's not Doom, I can see him, getting somebody. He's too strong to just be like, well, I guess I'll just sit here in my chair and watch.
Yeah. And like it sucks to think too, like so many of the X-Men's powers are dependent on like their physical power sets. So like we have the shot of like Gambit, and then or in the trailer where he's fighting Shang-Chi, there's like Mystique and Nightcrawler, who apparently like Nightcrawler's been, since this movie's casting and stuff has come out, there's been a lot of talk of like how prominent Nightcrawler will be.
Oh, it's kind of random.
Yeah. And then like Cyclops and stuff, it's like, these are all very prominent X-Men characters, but what are they going to do against Doom other than like slightly annoy him and him just be like, boom. So, yeah, I hope that they fully showcase all of the X-Men despite Doom being able to probably just do away with most of them off the bat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am also, like, I'm sure we'll come back to it, but I feel like a lot of people have forgotten that somebody from the MCU has been in the X-Men universe for quite a while at this point, Monica Rambeau.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious to see what that's going to end up being, because, I mean, they didn't do that for no reason.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, what's going to come from that.
Yeah.
I'm sure that might just be a thing where, because especially like the person that she was interacting with was Beast. I'm sure he probably done all of his testing and all the things and was like, you're from somewhere else, and figured it out a little bit. I'm wondering if they'll probably just use that as a way for the X-Men to be like, well, we kind of knew about this. We knew about this already. So.
Yeah. And I'm just curious to see. I feel like there will be consequences to all the multiversal overlap stuff in general, because it's like, I think it's basically pretty implicit at this point, or explicit at this point, that like the stuff in the Spider-Verse movies where it's like if you're in the wrong universe you're like glitching and stuff.
Yeah.
It seems like that's canon to what's going on, right?
Yeah.
So I can't imagine that people are just between universes willy-nilly and that won't cause an issue. And part of something I've seen about that is that, like you said, there's characters that are like jumping between universes, like Monica Rambeau. Something I saw that was just a rumor is that in the storyline of Doomsday, with characters like Steve going back in time and that possibly being the reason for like an incursion and stuff, that other things like somebody being in the wrong universe could be drawing their universes together quicker.
Yeah.
So that could be like the consequence of Monica Rambeau being there and like the Fantastic Four coming to the MCU and stuff like that. I'm just very curious. I don't know what an incursion looks like, really, So I'm expecting we'll see one, right? if not at the very beginning of the movie, then by the end of the movie, it'll be pretty clear that an incursion will happen and that they are going to fail in trying to stop it.
There's one thing that I feel like people have kind of forgotten that I think is important as well. Because from all the rumors and everything that I've seen, the Young Avengers are going to be in it as well. So, like, Cassie and, Miss Marvel and all those people, Hawkeye, Lady Hawkeye, all the things. But the only person who can actually jump between multiverses without consequence is also supposed to be in the movie, America Chavez.
Oh, really? I didn't know she was supposed to be in it.
She is the only American, well, at least comics-wise. I don't know if this is canon to the MCU, but comics-wise, she is a multiversal being because of her powers. There's no other America Chavez.
Yep.
She's America Chavez. Her power, being able to jump between multiverses and stuff like that, grants her the ability to not mess anything up by being there because she essentially, like, she's one with the multiverses, so, like, she's allowed to be in all of them and it's not, like, problematic.
Yep.
So I think that would probably be massively important if they actually do something with that.
Yeah. I think too, just because you talked about, like, there being she's the only multiversal being or multiverse version of herself, and they explicitly said that in Multiverse of Madness. I'm pretty sure, didn't Marvel say that, like, there's only one multiverse version of Galactus for, like, the movies?
Yes.
So something that I think I remember I saw recently, Kevin Feige, I think, said this, that there will be a lot more cameos by the end of the movie. Or I don't know if cameos is the right word, but then you think there will be.
Yeah.
So not just saying that, like, a character like Galactus will show up, because he might not, but it just makes me think, like, that doesn't just mean good guys, though.
Yeah.
There could be, at this point, there's so many different characters that could show up from so many different universes, and ones that, like, are now canon to the MCU after like Deadpool, Wolverine, like that proved that the old Fantastic Four and, like, the old Elektra and Daredevil and literally Blade and stuff was all canon. So it's like, it's kicking back open the door to a lot of speculation of who all could it be. Could Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider fall out of the sky and save the day from Doom or something like that? I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think I think we are just in a good and kind of exciting time right now of that there will be a lot of rumors and, like, theories and stuff. And it's like reminding me of back before, like, in Infinity War, people are like, oh, who's going to die? Like, how are they going to get the Infinity Stones? Are they going to stop Thanos and stuff?
Yeah.
So I think, like, we're starting to hit that sweet spot of anticipation for it again.
I agree. And I feel like at this point, the only things that we have to go off of now are what they've revealed from, like Comic-Con and whatever, trailers, and then solely leak and speculation news. So, so that's pretty much where we're at until we either get another trailer or, a little bit more confirmation. But as far as it goes, it's kind of just what the internet's conjuring up until then.
Yeah. But yeah, do you have... Also, this is just a small thing. This isn't necessarily related to Doomsday or Secret Wars, but I've seen people speculate about, like, will this come up at all in these movies? What do you think about Ryan Gosling as Ghost Rider?
Oh, dude, I kind of love it. I'm not gonna lie.
I kind of do too.
I think it's gonna be fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, because he's having his own movie projected to release in 2028. I don't know. I don't know when I'd want to see him. I don't know. I don't think I would love to see him now.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, maybe for a second. I think his... I don't know. I think they should kind of just save that for his movie.
Yeah.
I don't think we need him in this. I don't see where that would really fit. Especially because it seems like with what they have right now, they're probably working toward a Midnight Suns thing, because they also just revealed Mephisto and all that too, and Ironheart. So I'm like, let that be its own thing. I don't think I really need to see him fighting Doom.
Yeah. I think right now, though, after having just seen Brand New Day, that apart from, like, the Avengers stuff, we got, like, the new Black Panther announcement. That's, like, cool. Like, love some Black Panther. Yeah. And, like, the X-Men are coming now pretty quick. That's pretty cool. But it's, like, Ghost Rider. It's about time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's been too long. We all been waiting.
Yeah. But, yeah, that's about all I have to add on Secret Wars, Doomsday, and things after that. What about you? Anything else?
That's about all I got.
All right. This has been the Mild Opinion Podcast. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next time.